This is David Holloway, founder of Hunting Greatness, and I want to welcome you to a very special interview I'm doing with Mike Adams. He's going to be sharing some real secrets, wisdom, and a little bit on his journey. But first, I want to thank you for taking the time out to listen to this, and I hope you find it valuable.
What's up? We're here with Mike Pops Adams. We just did his camp. We're both tired as hell, but we're gonna try to get this interview done anyway.
We're in New Jersey at Mike Adams Gerald Hayes camp. We're having a great time outside. His kids are enjoying themselves, and I'm enjoying myself giving back.
Mike, the first thing, because it's fresh and everybody's the Super Bowl, we want to know, like, one of my big things is teaching people is having a vision when they're young, and when you see it, you kind of head towards it, and it kind of pulls you through a lot of the obstacles you face. So just tell us about your vision when you were young. You know, was it playing in NFL, and did you actually see yourself playing in the Super Bowl right here in New York? I mean, talk to a little bit about it.
Yeah, actually I did. You know, I envisioned myself playing in the NFL, playing in the Super Bowl. I never envisioned it being at home. And I also never envisioned losing like we did. So I definitely, and I think that's a big part of reaching your goals.
Yeah.
Just envisioning, just seeing it through. Yeah. And, you know, just seeing it, believing it, and accomplishing it, you know.
Yeah, and talk about like when you made it and like the buzz was going. What was kind of, was it like a surreal moment? Like, were you feeling everything? Did it kind of hit you now? Because me, a lot of the things hit me after I'm done playing, so sometimes when in the moment it doesn't hit you, but I mean, being so close to home and you saying you were going to walk after the game, I was like, oh man, no, I'm going to walk home. So just in the Super Bowl moment, I mean, that whole week, being so close to home, how did that feel?
You know,
could you put it into words?
I can't. It was an extra excitement. Everything was extra. Everything was times two, you know. The excitement was times two. The family all of a sudden was time two. The tickets was time two. Everything was time two. You know, and I just can't explain the feeling just going through the tunnel and then the fire going up and you running through there and then the adrenaline going. And I had that adrenaline through the whole game. Yeah. You know, and
I was gonna ask you that. Was it different, like? Cause I know some,
different atmosphere. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And through the game, like, I know it must have felt differently. You said you had the adrenaline through in the whole game. I know normal games, you know, regular season's a little different. I know this one's a little, you know, it had to be special all the way through, even though, you know.
It's a lot at stake, you know. Regular season, you got the adrenaline in the first quarter. Yeah. It goes away until it's like 2 minutes in the game. And then it's kick back in. This one is just like nonstop. Yeah,
that must have been fun. So, reversing a little bit, now that you had that moment, you know, talk a little bit about your recruiting process out of here. I know you went to Delaware first. What kind of kept you motivated and staying on the track to reach the NFL? Because, you know, my road was harder to take. I was a walk-on at first, and then I made it. Talk about, you know, the little bit of the underdog side to your road.
Just the underdog, just even in high school, I was a quarterback, and Gerald Hayes was the running back, who was a blue chip player. Yeah. And then we had another running back, which is a blue chip player.
Yeah, Ship.
We had Ship. Yeah. And I was just the guy.
In high school, Mike was a little guy. I mean, he was a little midget. He wasn't anything special as a freshman. He was just this normal, you know, undersized, skinny little kid.
I was just a guy playing quarterback, throwing the ball and running the ball, and I knew I had to shine off of them because scouts was coming to see them, and I was just hoping someone to see me because they were blue chip guys, and as you know, both of them went to the NFL, and both of them were your teammates. So, and then going to Delaware, I believe I could have played in Miami, Notre Dame, and all these other places. You know, I had that underdog story because of the injuries. My hip popped out of place, and they said I couldn't play again. And I came back off of that, break my leg. And then I came back from that, and then, you know, the combine coming in, undrafted. I wasn't drafted. I I went to a 1AA school. We didn't play on TV, and we was overlooked all the time, and that was my hunger. Undrafted guy, practice squad, and after I made the practice squad and made the 53-man roster, and after that I didn't look back ever since. 11 years later, I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah. So that that story is something I want to share with everybody. There's so many people that have underdog stories, you just never really hear about it.
I felt like I was never the biggest, never the strongest, but I just wanted it more. They always bring in somebody to replace me, and fortunately I've been able to last 9 years in the league and played my 100th game last year. And that's what I do. I'm a blue collar guy that goes out and works. And competes hard. Doesn't matter if it's a first-round pick, Hall of Famer, and you gotta respect that. You just go hard. You just don't want to give anybody a position.
And I know I think G said you're doing a documentary, so maybe we'll hear a little more about it. What was kind of like when you said your hip popped out and they said you'd never play again? Did you ever have doubts, or what was it that kind of pushed you through all of that when you were going through that story you just told?
I definitely had doubts, but I wasn't gonna feel sorry for myself either. I had doubts because, because when going through rehab, I tried to run and I fell. I tried to run again. I fell 3 times. I got up, tried to run, and I fell, and the doctor was saying that I would never walk the same again, and I never run the same again. And I thought it was true just because I was falling as I was rehabbing. But I just stuck with it and kept going because, I was just determined. Not to play football, because that's easy. Everybody want to play football. I was just determined to overcome this thing, or overcome this obstacle, or overcome this phase where the doctor says, oh, you can't do it.
Yeah, because, it is a lot bigger than football. A lot of people, as you get older, it becomes less about football and more about family. And the reason you play becomes different. It's not the game, is much more than that. It's funny you say that, you tried to run 3 times and fell, because I remember in Cleveland doing the drills, and I know, Mike, he would fly past everybody, and we do the warm-ups back in the Milo days. When I would come in and you would just see the work I would put in, and you would always be like, Dave, why are you here?
Yeah, work speaks for itself.
Yeah,
you worked hard. I saw you grind. I'm on my way out the door, and I see you doing rollers, trying to get your abs right.
Yeah. It's not just for the girls.
Yeah, and I'm like that. Yeah. And I just saw you work, and I just, you put in that extra time that no one else did. You did things that no one else wanted to do. And you put in that extra work. And it didn't go unnoticed. It didn't go unnoticed not by me or anyone else. Milo and everybody loved you, But one of the things I took from it was like, you definitely can't take anything for granted.
Right.
That's what I took from it. And now I do that extra run. I do that extra rep. That inspired me, because I got the young guys coming in trying to take my spot.
Yeah. So
I know I got to do something extra. I got to get on that holiday workout. So
that's how we do it. Another thing I tell is, you never know how big the impact you're gonna have. So just putting that little extra work, people notice it, and that may give them a little extra edge. So go out there, keep working hard. That's the interview, Mike. Thanks for doing it. It was great coming to your camp again.
No doubt.
Appreciate we look forward to seeing Mike back out there and keeping these young guys away, and keep bringing a lot of love to Patterson, Jersey, and the tri-state and up north, because there's not too many of us. Any websites the viewers could check out, or where they could get more of Pops?
Well, definitely my documentaries it will come out. And it played in the movie theaters during the Super Bowl, so that was one plus. But actually from the shooting at the camp and the boxing event, that put the finishing touches up on it a little bit. So we're gonna get it together and we're gonna see what we got.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Mike. Now, here are my big takeaways I took notes on. First, when he said when he was little, he had a big vision of playing professional football and being in the Super Bowl, which he did both of. Next, in high school, he was small and skinny. He went to a 1AA school. He had 2 5-star recruits on his team, but that didn't stop him. He then went and had a major leg injury where he got and tried to run 3 times and fail every time. I never knew that. It's the first time I found out in the interview. And I never would have guessed that back in Cleveland when you would just see him on the field and he would just fly by everybody. I mean, you almost had to be there to see the kind of field speed that Mike has. I mean, it's unbelievable. Next, he overcame all of this on his own, and he wanted to do it not just to play football again for his own sake, for life's sake, which is so much bigger than a game. Next, he went undrafted, but he made it. And even though he made it, they always brought somebody to try to replace him on the back end, but that didn't happen. He also said he took from me a lot of little things, a lot of the extra work that I used to do that he now said he has to do to keep the young guys away from him. He's added that to his repertoire and to his game. And here's another underdog story, that, a favorite is a guy living out his dream and who made it to the Super Bowl and completed his vision. There's so much power in a vision. I'm trying to tell you that. And here's another example. So know that you already have the power in you and that you are good enough and that I believe in you. Keep doing this, keep dreaming, keep sharpening your vision, and keep hunting greatness, your greatness. And what I'd like you to do right now is scroll down and hit the like button and leave a comment if you got some kind of value out of this, because I want to hear from you personally. I'm going to be reading and responding to as many as I can. Thank you very much. Happy hunting, and I'll see you soon.